How to hire your first engineer as a startup founder. You've all heard the frightening statistic about the failure rate of startups. In a study conducted by Harvard Business School senior lecturer Shikhar Ghosh, it was found that as many as 75% of venture-backed companies fail, never to return value to investors. This can be despite massive capital injection and resourcing. But why? Ultimately, it comes down to the execution of your product. Successful development and product launch can live and die with your first engineer or tech lead. So, how do you hire your first engineer as a startup founder? Welcome to Kofigroup. We're the executive recruitment specialists dedicated to matching software developers and machine learning engineers on a direct hire basis with VC-backed startups in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, New York, and Austin. Our videos cover hiring tips and strategies for startups, software engineering, data science, interview preparation, salary negotiation, remote work, recruitment tips, and much more. Subscribe now for the latest software engineering and machine learning insights, invaluable hiring tips, and the best career building advice on YouTube. Why do startups fail? The number of startups that fail in the first 5 years is sobering. But it's not just small self-funded startups that make up the statistic. Even venture capital startups with seemingly unlimited resources can fail if not planned and launched correctly. According to CB Insights, the top 3 reasons that startups fail are: Number 1, a lack of demand in the market for your product or service. Number 2, running out of capital. Number 3, picking the wrong team. Any one of these reasons is enough to sink a growing startup. But for this video, we're assuming you've done your homework on product market fit and have the venture capital to back your startup's launch and development. What we're really interested in is attracting the right technical talent to join you as a startup founder. What is a tech lead? A tech lead or lead engineer can wear many different hats depending on the needs of the organization. This critical role can include project management, architecting, and designing a product from scratch, and everything in between. In a startup environment, a tech lead is sometimes brought on as a technical co-founder. Not only is this technical co-founder responsible for all tech-related processes, but they also have a significant equity stake and influence over the technical direction of the startup. In other cases, tech leads can be brought on as individual contributors with more limited responsibilities. Regardless of the details of the arrangement, a startup's first engineer or tech lead plays a major role in developing your entire organization. They'll be involved in strategy, planning, projects, partnerships, and the eventual hiring and managing of other engineers, all while quickly developing a scalable product or service. Where do you find engineers? There are 2 main sources that founders typically rely on to find their technical co-founder or tech lead. The first is through your own extended network. If you're a tech entrepreneur or startup founder, you've most likely worked with or at least interacted with enough engineers to have a decent network of professionals. It's no wonder the majority of startups are founded by ex-colleagues or professionals introduced to them through their extended network. It makes sense. Hiring someone you've worked with before means you already understand their work ethic, technical aptitude, and most importantly, you like working with them. There are drawbacks though. Startups are notoriously stressful environments that place a magnifying glass over tempers and emotions. Those bothersome personality traits that you once overlooked as a colleague at a larger company can suddenly become unbearable. The second way to source a technical co-founder or tech lead is through a professional recruitment firm like Kofigroup, who specialize in attracting engineering talents for startups. So, how big is your network? If you know someone who would be the perfect technical co-founder for your startup, type tech lead in the comments below, along with how you met them. Do they have what it takes? A technical co-founder or tech lead needs to be a superstar. It's not a role that rewards mediocrity or complacency. In fact, those qualities will quickly sabotage even the greatest of ideas. There are a few questions that should be asked of any potential hire for your tech lead position, regardless of if they are a colleague or a candidate presented by a recruiter. Number 1. Are they innovative? There's a saying in software design circles: technical aptitude without creativity is really only useful for IT support. This is especially true in the fast-paced, high-pressure startup environment. If your tech lead can't create, innovate, or improve, they won't add value to your startup past your own imagination. Number 2. Do they have the temperament and determination? Motivation and attitude can be everything, and can be the difference between an invested technical co-founder and a disengaged employee. We've mentioned how stressful startups can be. Long hours, having to sacrifice some weekends or holidays. All these things could be the reality of a new technical co-founder. There is no standard 9-to-5 job. The demands are high, but so are the potential rewards. The role of technical co-founder is best suited for the entrepreneurial at heart. Number 3. Are their skills future-proof? No one can predict the future of technology more than a couple years ahead with any real certainty. Despite this, it is important to make sure your tech lead has a strong foundation in computer science concepts, deep experience with existing technologies, along with a broad range of exposure with emerging technologies. This background not only helps drive creativity and out-of-the-box thinking, but it also helps future-proof their usefulness in your company. Your startup is almost certain to change over the years, as will the technology supporting it. Tech leads need to be agile and willing to adopt new technologies as they emerge. Number 4. Are they a team player? Programming can unfortunately attract individuals who love to do it all, refusing to delegate parts of projects or collaborate with a team. Successful technical co-founders have a good mix of technical fundamentals, low ego, and a team-spirited attitude. How do you make an offer? If you've decided to look within your own network, many startup founders find it uncomfortable asking their friends, colleagues, or contacts to join their business. You might assume your offer could never compete with their high-paying tech job. But the simple truth is, if you don't ask, you'll never get an answer. Your friend or ex-colleague might be unhappy or bored or even looking for a challenging career change. You never know. When it comes to making an offer, regardless of how close you are with the potential candidate, you should always present them your offer formally. A real offer with real figures. Every coder and programmer will get asked to do informal ad hoc projects on the side for friends and colleagues at some point in their career. Show them you are serious by putting your offer into writing. If you know what you're offering is competitive and attractive, then you simply need to get in front of the right people. Is your offer attractive enough? Prying professionals away from a safe, stable job can be difficult. The right tech co-founder or tech lead will need a compelling offer to leave their current position and take a risk on your startup. Knowing this, there are a few factors that need to be considered when appraising the quality of your offer. Number 1. Vision and purpose. Technical co-founders and tech leads need to believe in the product or company they work for. Whether it's an ethical alignment or the product resonates with them personally, an effective engineer will want the company to succeed. Number 2. Professional growth. Most professionals love a challenge and quickly get bored when their growth stagnates. The product needs to exist within a technology stack that allows them to leverage their current skill set, while developing new ones at the same time. Number 3. Compensation. Let's face it, without the paycheck, none of us are showing up to work. This, unfortunately, can be the determining factor whether your offer is accepted or not. Can you pay full market value, or are you hoping to sway a technical co-founder with equity in the future of your business? If compensation becomes a sticking point and you can't afford a full-time salary, consider bringing them on as a consultant or advisor, at least initially. As you scale, that arrangement can change as they see the value in the business. The cost of getting it wrong. Hiring the right tech lead for your startup can propel your business forward quickly and effectively. Conversely, the wrong choice can be one of the costliest mistakes you can make. According to the US Department of Labor, a bad hire can cost up to 30% of their first-year salary. But it's not just the wasted cash that's concerning. The wrong person can result in a poorly developed product, months to years of wasted time, and lost business opportunities. In fact, a recent study found that a bad hire who earned $62,000 a year would cost the company up to $840,000 after 2.5 years, when you factor in hiring costs, mistakes, lost business opportunities, severance, total compensation, cost of maintaining the employee, and other factors. Hire a professional. Not everyone has a thriving network of engineers in their contact list, not to mention the time it takes to reach out to them individually. You might have industry exposure but no real access to the superstars of that particular technology. Or you may have no idea where to even start looking for a tech professional. If that's the case, it makes perfect sense to enlist the help of a recruitment firm like Kofigroup to put you in contact with the very best engineers. We know the market and have access to a database of professionals that already check all the boxes we've been through in this video. Our detailed vetting process ensures that you aren't delivered a resume dump of semi-suitable candidates or spending time in pointless interviews. We have something that a lot of startup founders don't: time. Using a specialized recruitment firm such as Kofigroup greatly speeds up the hiring process and delivers high-quality candidates who will add value to your business. If you think a recruitment firm is the best way to find a tech lead, type "recruit" in the comments below, along with your experience of recruitment acquired talent in the workplace. The first engineer at your startup is an absolutely critical hire that you cannot afford to get wrong. Building the right team eliminates one of the top reasons that startups fail, and with a skilled technical co-founder at your side, you're much more likely to reach your goal of being acquired or going public. We hope you enjoyed how to hire your first engineer as a startup founder. If you learned something from this video, please click that thumbs up button and let us know in the comments if there's any recruitment, technology, or startup-specific content you want us to cover next. In our next video, Do You Need to Know Data Structures and Algorithms?, we take a look at how these invaluable computer science concepts are used to solve technical problems as an engineer. To be the first to see other amazing recruitment, technology, and startup strategy videos, don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on. At Kofigroup, we're the executive recruitment specialists dedicated to matching software developers and machine learning engineers on a direct hire basis, with VC-backed startups in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, New York, and Austin. We help startups outcompete FANG, or Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, and Big Tech, in the highly competitive war for talent. To benefit from a confidential conversation about your career and some of the best opportunities for software developers and startups, contact Kofigroup today.